Congratulations, you just had your offer accepted. Now this is what's gonna happen next in the escrow period, step by step. Let's get started. Imagine the escrow process as a train station. All of your timelines start at the same time, and each train stops at its respective place in the contract or the date of contingency release for that specific item. It's important to note that the day your contract is accepted is technically day 0, and the day after is day 1. As soon as we get the contract signed, I'll give you a text message and a call to congratulate you on getting your offer accepted. Then I will send your contract to title, escrow, your lender, and our transaction coordination team for processing. The lender is going to go ahead and process the contract with the preliminary title report and begin to open file with underwriting. They're also going to order your appraisal report with a third-party appraiser. Then we're going to go ahead and order insurance. I'll order a few from agents that I work with, and you can order a few from agents that you work with. That way you have some options to choose from. The transaction coordination team is going to go ahead and send over a contract, timeline, and key players email, which is going to outline all the key players in our transaction, the timeline within our transaction and our escrow process, and then also a copy of your contract. The first thing that you have to do is submit your earnest money deposit to escrow. This is going to be typically 3% of your purchase price and submitted within 1 to 3 business days of getting your offer accepted, depending on what your contract states. I'm going to put you in touch with the escrow officer so that they can deliver you wire instructions in a safe way. Wire fraud is real, so please confirm the routing number and the account number with the escrow officer before wiring any funds. Now we enter the mid-escrow phase. If you have contingencies on your transaction, we'll go ahead and walk through these contingencies step by step. If you have a physical inspection contingency, we'll order the inspections and reports that we discussed before making the offer. This could include things like roof, plumbing, electrical, things like that. Then we go ahead and conduct these inspections. So we'll meet with the contractors and the inspectors and get to the bottom of things. Once we receive those inspections and reports back, we'll review those together and decide what to do with them. If there's some items on those inspection reports that are above and beyond the condition of the property that we thought we were buying when you made the offer, then we have an opportunity to negotiate on those. The mid-escrow negotiation phase is a whole video on its own. So I put one together for you, and it should be somewhere in this video in the corner. But the short of it is, if you find something during your inspection period that's above and beyond the condition that you made the offer in the first place, you have the opportunity to negotiate on that. You can ask the seller to make specific repairs, you can request a credit during the escrow period, or you can ask for a price adjustment according to what needs to be done. At the same time as we're going through physical inspection contingency, we're going to be going through the appraisal contingency. This is where a third-party appraiser is hired to conduct a report and determine a valuation on the property. If the valuation is at the contract price or higher, then you're all good. If it's higher, congratulations. If it happens to be lower, then that's when you have an opportunity to negotiate on that price if you have an appraisal contingency. If the appraisal comes back lower and the seller is not willing to negotiate, or maybe you don't have an appraisal contingency, then you're gonna have to come up with the appraisal gap. And that's the difference between the appraised value and the contract value if the appraised value is lower. So while all that is playing out, you're also going to be going through loan contingency. This is part of the process where you and the lender are going to be going back and forth with underwriting about different aspects of your finances. You may have major and minor terms that could include things like bankruptcy, divorce, back taxes, maybe you're a business owner, all sorts of stuff. But you're going to be working through these before you release your loan contingency. Once the underwriter is satisfied with your file, they're going to work with your lender to draft loan documents. This is called clear to close. Now we're in the final phase. After contingencies have been released, we're in the closing sequence. This is going to start with a review of your loan documents and estimated closing statement, which is where you'll review how much you're going to be putting for down payment and closing costs, how much your mortgage payment's going to be. And by law, this period needs to be 3 days. Once your loan docs are ready, the escrow officer is going to work with you to schedule for sign-off. You're going to go ahead and review a final closing statement and understand what your cash to close number is exactly. At signing, you'll want to bring a cashier's check to the signing with your closing funds, or you can wire those funds directly after the signing. Once you've signed off and you have buyer funds in escrow, that all gets reviewed by the escrow team and sent to the lender for review. Once the lender reviews and approves all of your documents, and sees that your funds are in escrow, they're going to fund escrow as well. Once the escrow team has the lender's funds, has your funds, and has all the signed documents from the buyer and the seller, they're going to go ahead and confirm that everybody's ready to close. Once confirmed, they're going to release the file to record with the county. After the file records at the county, that's when you now are the proud new owner of your new property. You'll go ahead and be delivered the keys, and now we're done with escrow. Congratulations, you did it. This is from earnest money to recording to getting the keys. It's important to note that during the escrow process, time is of the essence. We want to maintain goodwill in following the timelines that are set forth in the contract that we wrote. If you're watching this video and you just had your offer accepted or you're about to make an offer, I can't wait to work with you on this process. Feel free to give me a call at any time that you need something clarified at 831-471-7330. I'll talk to you then.